What's happening, everybody? Happy Saturday morning. Coming to you live from Bracken's Kitchen and Garden Grill. Sitting here on my finishing up, moving all sorts of things around at the kitchen and thinking. Have lots of time to think when I'm alone here. Hi, Virginia. Hi, Patrick. And first and foremost, just a big shout out to my team this past week. We produced just under our goal of 25,000 meals, and I know that's going to go up next week, but right now we're just under 25,000, 61,000 give or take meals in the last 3 weeks that we put out, a massive change from what we normally do in that same time period. So, you know, Jerry, Charlie, Kat, Mike, all the cooks in the kitchen, Augustine, Jose, Carlos, all the new guys. Thank you all. You guys were fantastic. Yes, I have my gloves on. But I thought as I'm working outside here, trying to go home and shelter in place for the day, I think about all the wonderful comments and posts that everybody has been giving us on Facebook and me, and giving me far too much credit for what we've done, and, you know, my inspiration, if you will. And, you know, Dean Kim, who's going to be on the radio sometime this morning, maybe I missed him, maybe he's on right now on Angel's Radio SoCal Restaurant Show, you know, asked me a couple different times, or kind of commented, I don't know how you do it, Bill. And I really thought, man, I'm just getting far too much credit, and I thought I would share a little bit for those of you who don't know about what led me to where I am today. And that's why I titled this I Walk the Line, in honor of my favorite movie ever, the story of Johnny Cash with Joaquin Phoenix and Walking the Line. And, you know, I can completely relate to Johnny's story growing up, you know, in his rough childhood, and the battles he faced and the demons he faced to find redemption and salvation and a better life in so many ways. You know, growing up in a small town, most people won't know, but I was bullied pretty bad. You know, some of those people that bullied me are my friends now on Facebook, and I've long since got over that. But for years, I walked around with fear and anger for many years. It controlled me in every part of my life. It led me to the edge, if you will, considering to just give up, literally, and end it all. But, you know, I spent years fighting through that. I spent a lot of days off in my younger days in the self-help section of the bookstore, Barnes & Noble. Now I believe it's called personal development. It's no longer self-help. Hi, everybody, by the way, who's watching and waving and everything. But, you know, I fought those battles and those demons for years, and I got to a point now that I refuse to let the fears of the world control me, because I got to tell you, it's scary. There's some people that I see out there that don't seem to have a worry, and there's others that are petrified, and I know a lot of you are probably scared about what's going on. God knows I am, but I just refuse to bow down to those fears. You know, here at the kitchen, while we've been hugely blessed with a lot of donations to help us ramp up and serve those 61,000 meals that we produced in the last 3 weeks, we also suffered our own setbacks like so many restaurants. We lost all of our tenants, you know, and our tenants were a regular part of our income stream. Fermentality, who's no longer with us, had to shut down, and Damien and Ilkai, that's struggling now. Caroline and Greater Than Meals is no longer with us. Left Coast Bakers, Mike and Alfonso's no longer working. What's the other one? Oh my goodness. Amazing Meals and Renee's no longer with us. So these are all small business owners that had to close their doors, and as a result, we don't have that income anymore. We're not, you know, even though they all signed agreements with us and have lease agreements, we're not holding them to that. We're not forcing them to pay us. So we've taken a hit there. We've lost all of our catering. We don't do any catering anymore. Hi Terry and St. Joe and Ken. So we've lost a lot of catering clients, a lot of revenue ourselves. And that's scary. You know, we've put on top of that, we put 14 more people to work that lost their job as we're trying to ramp up and feed people. And I am just, again, I refuse to let fear control me. We're doing everything we can to be safe. My little mask here, gloves, everything. I've used more hand sanitizer on my hands in the last 3 weeks than I have in the last 30 years of my life. But it is scary out there. I mean, this economy in our world, I think it's changed forever. You know, my young 10-year-old son, Luke, will someday grow old. Hey, Craig, thanks. And as he gets older, he'll be telling his grandkids about the great pandemic of 2020. And I grew up with the stories of World War II and Pearl Harbor and the stock market crash and the Great Depression, but those were just stories and memories, not even memories, just stories that I heard from my grandparents. And we're living in a time now that 50, 100 years from now, so many people will be hearing about it, and our kids, grandkids, and so on will be telling people. So I choose faith and hope over fear. I choose to step out in that faith and in that hope and not let fear control me, because we all have a choice, because life really is 10% what happens to you and 90% how we respond to it. And as it is with me, it is with all of you. We're in charge of our attitude. So I know it's really easy for those of you, especially sitting at home, to let fear and anxiety and all those things take over, but just do something positive. I have a huge advantage of being able to come to work every day and not have to just sit at home and wonder. And I mean, today I probably moved, I don't know, 2,000 pounds of product around, and that's my physical workout. That is my way of battling my anxiety, one of the many ways, and my worry is just to do something. So when I'm facing a struggle, when I don't know what to do, I get physical and I do things, and it's an outlet for me. So we all have our different ways that we can handle some of these struggles and some of these challenges. I just recommend all of you to step forward in faith, step forward in action, a step forward in love, a step forward in hope, because this will pass. Like Maya Angelou, I can never say her name well, said, every storm eventually runs out of rain, and this will too. And when it's all over, I want to know that I stood my ground and did everything I can to help people, to bless people, and lead us through this storm, if you will, and not shrink back. So just my message to all of you guys, it is scary, it is unbelievable, it's shocking. None of us ever dreamed we'd ever see this in our lives. And there's a lot of people that will be sick and are sick, a lot of people that will die and have died, and a lot of people that will really hurt. But that is life, and we have to choose how we're going to respond to it. So I choose love, I choose hope, I choose faith, and I choose action. So as you sit at home on a Saturday and worry and wonder, choose those same four, even if it's just to get out and walk around the neighborhood, put a mask on, be safe. If it's to drop off a roll of toilet paper on someone's front door, a loaf of bread, something, choose to do something positive to help people around you. It's the best way to overcome the anxiety and fear that we all face, is by doing something, action. Love is a verb, it's in action. So get out there and love people, keep your distance and be safe, but know that this too shall pass, and we will all learn from it and be the better when it's over. I love you all. I wish you nothing but the best. I pray for all of you all the time. Peace out, be good, and we will come back to you soon. Bye-bye.